We've had a driving rainstorm make its way through the plains, and it definitely is going to be a factor here this afternoon at Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the Washington football team. And off we go from Denver. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. On 1st and 10, Franks looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Off the play fake, here's Franks. Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible. So I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope and it's hard to stop the fall. I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Working out of the gun, Franks. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. And this defense looking like they have come to play. The pick 6, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visit. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense is sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all. until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They run. This is Scarborough. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 more on that one and another first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played. They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. This is Scarborough. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. This defense for the Broncos, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Franks, 3rd down from the gun. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Looking and finding Thomas in the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Logan Thomas, his first touchdown on the year. And Washington has made this a one-score game. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Deontay Spencer on the return from his end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at the 20. Nyheim Hines, his first carry, and he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. Well, you and I, partner, we got the plum assignment this week, an unbeaten team against a one-loss team. Really not much separating these two entering play here today.
Not much at all, and I think for both coaches, they've looked at their team and said, guys, you got to know what you're getting into in this one, and you better be ready to go because you get to answer the big question of the day. Are we as good as we think we are? We're about to find out.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. And that's complete. Albert Okwuegbunam. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This is Hines. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Well, Charles, you talk about this offense, this week 8 of the 2021 campaign. Now, normally this would be the halfway point of the season, but as we all know, this is now a 17-game regular season. And because of that, it seems like now maybe more than ever, getting your open week to occur later in the season, that could be a pretty big advantage.
Brandon, it's always been a big advantage, and now, as you pointed out, the possibility of it becoming huge, likely. Most teams want that later open date because of injuries, you know, getting that rest before the playoff push, all of those things. Sometimes when you get an open date early in the season, it's not very much of an advantage. You might be playing well, now it slows down your momentum. This is a big deal, and teams definitely like it. The later, the better.
A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Here's Hines. He got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 44-yard line.
Throwing now is Locke. This to Hines on the drop-off. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. This Washington defense, Charles, terrific in the victory a week ago.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable.
Well, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by the rookie first-rounder, Jamin Davis. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Extra point, hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And that will tie our score here in this play. This one tied it. We've had a driving rainstorm make its way through the plains, and it definitely is going to be a factor here this afternoon at Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Washington football team. And off we go from Denver. DeAndre Carter returning it. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. First down throw. Here's Franks. Buying time to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Well, Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
Frank's throw here on target to Hurst. Touchdown, Washington! Hayden Hurst, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And Washington has taken a first-quarter lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position